Now Lake Eildon's a perfect spot to test the ActiveTarget transducer. The waters are calm and the lake itself has so many spots to actively target Murray cod. Deploying the ActiveTarget transducer is easy, and this is what happens when it all comes together. You can actually see your lure. Since the year 2000, Fisheries has put, I don't know, almost 5 million Murray cod into Lake Eildon. So you'd think there'd be lots and lots of cod to catch. Well, there probably are, but they're still very, very difficult. They don't bite all the time. You may be fishing in an area where there actually aren't any Murray cod, who knows. Shoreline length of Lake Eildon is like huge, huge, hundreds of kilometres long. So plenty of cod, but maybe a lot of water in between each one. So what are we going to do to find them? Well, on this trip, we're actually going to use sounders to try to locate the fish. And once we know a fish is in a particular area, then we're just going to fish for it and see if we can catch it. And we've got some new technology. We've got a ActiveTarget transducer on the front where we can actually look forward and try to see the fish and then try to catch them. This is what we're looking for, a big school of bait on the surface. Where there's bait, there's always big fish. Note the size of the lure. This lure is actually 300 millimetres long, so it gives you a good indication of what size the fish will be. Here's a nice laydown with 2 small fish coming in from the side. And here's another small fish. And now here's what to look for at extreme range. A medium-sized Murray cod swimming low down on the snag. Here's a nice active cod high up in the midwater swimming away. Just an example of how clear and sensitive the ActiveTarget is. Then on another cast, the fish is following. It's probably not a cod though. A nice laydown with small cod moving around it. Here's a small cod. Here's another nice sized cod out of the boat. And some more nice fish in midwater. Fish here can be clearly seen near a tree. And now we have a bait ball. And a better cod, but as you can see, the boat's moving away, so it's hard to get a clear view. It's so important, if you can, ideally, to have the boat not moving, and you can just target those fish as they swim through the beam. Here's a big school of bait, and when you find bait, as I said, you're going to find big cod. Here's a cod seen fleetingly at long range. The trees here are very visible and there's some small fish around in mid-water, probably not cod. Here we can see how the lure spooks one fish and then the second fish chases the lure. There's quite a lot happening here as we see a good sized cod and lures moving all over the place. But it's really interesting style of fishing. You can actually positively discriminate, see a fish and fish for it, or you can actually prospect an area and ascertain that maybe there's no big fish in there and then move on to another inlet.
Yes.
There's a fish right here, under the snag. Just swam down in under here. There you go. And I'd say that this fish is probably over a metre. And how do I know that? That's my spinnerbait, which is about 12 inches in length in total. I can see my spinnerbait on the sounder, and that fish was maybe 2.5, 3 times the size of my spinnerbait. Just an example of a good root ball and a large bait ball, very clearly visible. And now some bait fish. Where there's bait fish, there's always good cod. Pretty neat. Now the way this is set up is, this is your transducer source, in this case at the bow of the boat. This is scanning forward 8 metres, this is directly under the boat. And of course, this transducer being a tri-transducer has three parts to it. One scans forward, one scans down, and the other one scans back underneath the boat. And don't think that we didn't catch some of these great Murray cod either. But to see it, you'll have to wait till the next season of the AFN Fishing Show on 7 Mate, starting late in September 2021.
Oh, look at him.
Very, very happy about this new ActiveTarget technology from Lowrance.